going on, everybody? My name is Watchalong, ladies and gentlemen. I am very, very, very excited to bring you guys back, or welcome. Who do I think I am, Wanda? Go on ahead and welcome you guys back to a brand new Wandavision cast where myself, Gabe, and Dean go on ahead and watch the newest episodes of Wandavision, reacting live to the episode along with you guys. Then we get into the thick of things as we discuss the different theories, ideas, and what we predict for the rest of the show. First and foremost, let me welcome my co-hosts, of course, Gabe, Dean. What's going on?
Hola.
Hello.
Great.
So, I just wanted to see how you'd react.
So with that in mind,
hey, we're tired. We're tired, man.
It's been weather has genuinely been crazy all around. So like I have a little bit of a headache, so I apologize if I'm a little quieter than usual. But yeah, otherwise, I unfortunately
feeling fantastic. So I'll carry the energy of the episode. You know?
I mean,
I'll bring it.
So Max, you clearly are gonna carry the energy by bringing us 5 new memes this day, right?
Of course not, because here's the reason why I don't have the memes. Let me go. Let me try to center myself. There we go. Now I'm centered. The reason why I don't have memes is because I wanted to avoid spoiler. Oh, that's true too. Texas was like the power went out, and so
I couldn't bring any memes in.
The memes, they got stuck. They're still like, I don't know, FedEx and UPS. They said that best case scenario, they'll be here in time for next week. So that's my excuse. Before we jump into this week's episode, did you guys have anything that you wanted to bring up from last week? Anything else that you've thought since then? Because I've rewatched the episode, which is the first time I've ever done that.
Oh, I watched the episode 3 times every week.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I hate watching it with you guys because I don't actually hear anything. Then I watch it.
Well, that's part of why. Not that I hate it. I enjoy it. But when I watch it with you guys, like you miss like certain things. So I need to watch by myself once just to pick up on everything, and then once with my girlfriend because she gets out of work like really late and cool. She wants to watch it. So we do that together. So I watch it 3 times a week.
And so, anything you thought of that was kind of interesting or something that you wanted to bring up?
I kind of just want to reinforce something I said last week, where I said, like, hey, I don't know if we see Pietro again. Like,
you think that's it?
Yeah, I don't know that he's like done, but I don't think we're seeing. If we see him, it'll be like at the end. Like I think we're done with Evan Peters for a while. I said that last week. Like
that was your prediction. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Dean, anything you wanted to bring up? Because I definitely have something to bring up. But I just wanted to give you guys the floor first.
No, nothing that I particularly saw. There were a few things that like stood out as I would say almost as odd placement. Like there was like a scarecrow that seemed very particular. I don't know, it seemed oddly familiar, but nothing that I could like really add on to. So take it away.
Okay, so here's the one thing that I thought of watching the episode a second time that I found to be very odd and something that we didn't point out last week. You know that scene between Vision and Agnes. So before that, when we see that as Vision walks away from Wanda, the further you are on the outskirts, the less those people move, the less those people do anything, right? We even see Pietro point out like, oh, there's no point of like wasting energy on like having those people move around or whatever, just keep them together, etc., right? So we see like those people were not even moving, remember? Like literally the further he went out, they were just frozen.
Yeah.
Right? Why was Agnes able to drive the car? Even though she was
not listening to me last week?
Yeah. Did you mention this?
Yeah. I literally mentioned this like 3 times.
I legit did not remember that.
I mentioned this like 2 or 3 times.
To be fair, I tried to zone Dean out too. To be fair.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay, but that's super sus, right?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, but the only thing is though, like the way she acts, still very like
no, but
as if she is being controlled.
I wanted to talk about fan theories and like all of these theories, right? Because that's part of the fun of the show.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't know if you guys saw, because I know you guys block a lot of stuff on Twitter. But the scuttlebutt on Twitter has been that, oh, John Krasinski is gonna be like Mr. Fantastic this week.
Let's go! That'd be sick.
That's a scuttlebutt, and I'm like, no, man, like there's no way.
There's no way.
Of course, it's not gonna be the case, but I'm just saying that would be sick.
No, it would be, but like I think some of these theories are just
wishful thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, and some of the theories are 100% accurate. Like,
okay,
you cannot convince me that Agnes is not Agatha. Like that has been spelled out for us throughout the show.
Here's another thing that is there a chance that that project that we see, the Cataract project, is gonna be basically Hayward trying to use Vision's body to create Sentinels?
That'd be cool. I don't know where you got the Sentinels thing from, but that'd be cool.
So the reason why, the way I like jumped there, remember the character? I forget his name. What was the name of the character in the X-Men movies? That the guy who was from Game of Thrones, Tyrion. Like, what's the actor's name?
Tyrion for Game. Oh my God, I know him.
Who was Tyrion? Chat. What was Tyrion's?
Oh my God, what is his name?
I don't remember his name either. So, like, you know how he was like overly obsessed also about like eradicating mutants and etc. Yeah. We see that they've started to dabble with the idea of
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage, that's right. We've started to dabble with the idea with the Accords of how like humans are starting to turn against the superheroes. And so what if Hayward has been assigned to come up with a way to fight the superheroes, and what better to use against them as the possibility of like the most powerful, like man-made. Yes, of course, they kind of are forgetting about the fact that he needs a Mind Stone to be as powerful as he was, but still a man-made thing that was able to go toe-to-toe with legit superheroes. So since he seems to kind of at least despise heroes, right? Like he wants to immediately take the shot against what's her face, Wanda.
Wanda, yeah, that's her face.
He seems to be very like adamant about like taking the violent path to stopping her. Could it be that Hayward is the equivalent of Peter Dinklage's character in the X-Men universe, where he's going to be the guy who's like putting together what eventually will be like Sentinels to battle not just mutants, but battle all superheroes? So that really cool. It's almost like the human solution to like, how can we fight them if we need to?
I'm just, my whole thing is like, I don't know if we should expect X-Men fully from this. I hope so, man. Like that's always been my hope.
You shouldn't expect the X-Men. You should expect the Hex-Man.
There you go.
I'm telling you,
you're really trying to make that stick.
It will stick. It will stick. I promise.
What are the chances that she just engulfs the entire world and we just kind of like go from that part? Because where she just it continues to expand the hex and expand the hex.
And that's the multiverse of madness?
Well, it leads into a multiverse of madness, but then it would kind of explain mutants then, instead of trying to like wish them into existence. People are created into mutants because being exposed to her powers.
Maybe.
I don't know. It just a lot of pathways for them to take right now. A lot of pathways.
So those were the two things that I definitely. I'm legit sorry that I didn't remember you mentioning the Agnes thing. But then the other thing is that Cataract. Like, I don't know. I just felt like he's trying to weaponize, obviously, Vision.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any motivation for him to try to bring back Vision. And so then when I start thinking about like synthoid type creatures in the Marvel universe, the first one to mind is like Ultron, which been there, done that. I mean, I guess in theory, maybe somehow they could still tie it into Ultron.
Did you guys see that there's like this dumb theory? I think it's a dumb theory that Ultron is out there in a human body somewhere. Like that, like one of these people that we've seen is like Ultron.
I have not seen.
But how would that make?
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't believe it to be true.
Yeah.
And also just because I don't know if you guys have even experienced this, but after every episode, like Disney just keeps suggesting Age of Ultron to people.
Does it? Do they?
Bruh. Oh, also another thing, by the way, chat did spoil this for me, but it's not a spoiler. They said that this week there is a post-credits.
Yes, I heard that. Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to stay tuned for that. So aside from that, I'm good. If you guys don't have anything else to bring up, we're ready to dive into the episode. It is a longer episode, so I think it's best for us to get rocking rolling here.
The only it is a longer episode. Okay. The one thing I want to add to the Agnes thing was, why was she even in a car that far away from Wanda if she's a quote unquote main character?
She's Agatha, that's why.
Well, no, I don't disagree with you. It's just like certain small things with her character don't add up, and that's why I agree with Gabe.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just that whole like that point of like, how is she moving so freely when she's literally on the border of the heck, whereas the characters even remotely close are just like not.
And how did she get there to begin with? Like, how was she able to move there on her own in a car, right? So.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions. Of questions.
Novice, you should catch up with the show. It's definitely excellent. So with that in mind, ladies and gents, if you want to go on ahead and watch along with us, get your Disney Plus episode number 7, Breaking the Fourth Wall, set to 000 on the timer. Then I will count down from 3 to 1. Once I say go, you press play on your players. There's also a timer running on my screen so that you're able to go on ahead and sync up. Are we ready?
Ready?
Yes. Wait, just last thing. This is The Office, right?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know.
I believe so. Yeah.
Isn't Jimmy Woo in The Office or something like that? I've heard people saying that.
He's in one teaser as fake Jim.
I'm disappointed in this show.
So is that why people are thinking that John Krasinski might appear because he was from The Office?
I mean, I wish, but no, I don't think John is going to be.
I'm so disappointed.
But yeah, he was fake. He was fake Jim in one of the things in The Office.
Roger. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. Our first episode. Even though I thought this one was going to be an hour long, because wasn't that the rumor?
It was a rumor. Kevin Feige never actually said that.
Somebody from Marvel did say though that the last 3 episodes would be 3 hours long, or sorry, an hour.
3 hours long. Dang.
I wish.
Wait, did they say that?
I don't remember who it was. There was somebody who was like quoting somebody from Marvel. By the way, did you guys notice? Did you pick up on this? This was something that a friend of mine pointed out to me, that the way he like topples over and dies is almost identical to how Quicksilver dies, like same pose, kind of.
Oh no, I had no idea.
So just so you know, though, 22 minutes are just a recap.
it is an hour, but
so there's a 22-minute recap, and then we go back in.
All right.
Oh, did you see also that somebody said that she was gonna say the F word, but because she goes into the hex, she gets edited to say fudge.
Very clever.
Yes, that was very, very clever.
Still really like this intro.
Indeed. Here we go, chat. Let's see what we got. Please don't discuss any spoilers yet. We're going to talk about the spoilers once. Well, we've been spoiled.
If you do, just DM them to Dean, please.
Yeah, just even though he probably has DMs deactivated.
Yeah.
Like I do. Okay, so this is like The Office, right? Like where they do that, like talking into the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, look at that! They're Nintendo.
GameCube.
No, it's an Atari.
Uno.
There you go. There you go. That was me in Texas.
But why did it start reverting?
Mother of the Year.
Mother of the Year.
That's a little meta. A quarantine. Oh, she's still wearing the attire for the Halloween episode.
Is that
Those
a Wii?
are, yeah, that's a Wii.
Yeah, that's a Wii remote.
It's called a Wiimote, sir. Don't
So that's why it's
disrespect the Nintendo
2006, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's called the television bowling. The amount of televisions that thing has destroyed.
Can she not control it? Is I guess maybe that the idea? It's like too big.
I don't know.
The milk carton?
No,
Misty?
just everything in general because she expanded the border, and so like it's hard for her to be able to have everything in like the time frame that she wants.
Yeah, it's almost like the scale is too big.
Yeah,
now.
like it was like the scale was okay before, but now. Sure, you're not.
Such a good accent.
Hello, my name is Wanda. Welcome to Wanda Street.
Hey,
Master Wanda.
It's literally everywhere.
It's The Office.
Oh, is this the opening? It was like similar?
Yeah, the song is super.
I've never watched The Office.
Oh my, it's exactly the same.
Friday the 10th. Why is that circle? Is that when the show finale is? The 10th? No.
No,
Dude, it's the 20th already.
I'm just no, like 2 weeks from now.
It's not the 10th.
Well,
like
when you try to now cue the meme with all the shapes and the numbers and everything.
Yeah. Just, I've been trying to like look at everything as like a hint.
Oh, they got out?
Well, they didn't get sucked in.
Like,
Remember,
no, I wonder how far they went though. Holy.
Well, there you go. Now you can see how.
Well, it's not really.
He's alive.
But he's inside.
Let's go. Oh, because he's on the circus area, remember?
Mm-hmm. So all of this is sword.
Yep. I love that she's basically saying that they're a bunch of clowns.
Yep.
I wonder if this is an Easter egg at some sort of superhero.
Oh.
There's Darcy.
That was a moment.
Cool. I thought she was about to say it.
You're right.
You're so confused. Dang. It's a little
depression.
Yeah. She's talking to the kids. Okay.
Yep.
A little too dark.
Ah. Good joke. Good joke. Solid joke. Is there anyone else who walks into people's houses like that? If anybody in my like circle of friends walked into my house like that, I'd be like, bro, where's your manners, bro? Close the door. What are you doing? He just like walks in, slams the door open. Uh-oh. I think she'll regret that decision.
She's gonna definitely.
Did you see how creepy that was? She looked in the camera and went like that.
She just said she's been a child before.
Did she?
Yes.
Boundaries?
Huh.
Yo, that cereal is stale already.
Some people like it soggy. I know. They're weird ass. Wait, what? Turn into a furnace?
It's just reverting back in time.
Oh, yeah.
You see, she's trying to keep it all like...
But she can't, yeah.
Well, because she has to manage a much larger, probably, like, quantity of stuff now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means that clearly she has limitations on her powers. For now.
100%. I mean, it'd be kind of weird if she didn't have any limitations.
So Monica's driving to that engineer, right? That she said, the space engineer. I wonder who it's going to be. I'm very
curious. John Krasinski.
Gabe, if it is, you're going to be so embarrassed.
We would know.
What if Marvel kept it a secret? If there's anyone that could pull it off, it'd be...
Maybe.
I mean, they kept Luke a secret.
Sure, but that wasn't real. Like,
Mark Hamill could be a fake John Krasinski. Exactly. You just been one up. Boom. Man. Mic drop.
That's her?
I mean, that's definitely not John Krasinski.
Right, that's not a real John Krasinski, right?
Okay, that's becoming a toy, right?
100%. Jeez.
Okay, well, I don't know who that is, Major Goodner. I'm trying to think, like, trying to remember if that's a character from... I mean, I'm sure it's a character from the Marvel Universe. I just don't know who it's supposed to be. I'm notoriously self-involved.
That's how I get my dates.
That's TMI, Gabe. TMI, bro.
I'm joking.
Can't he just do the same thing to her like how he did to that guy?
She just did.
She just did.
Oh,
he did. He just did.
I was looking. It's a pretty good right cross. Okay.
Wouldn't the circus be on the edge of? I guess not anymore, right?
We just don't know how far, like, further
she
expanded out.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
that's not creepy. Wait,
it's like it's a under construction house for real.
what? Who's talking?
Whose voice is that? That was very meta again.
The name of the episode is Breaking the Fourth Wall.
It's true.
Okay.
Yeah. Feeling your feelings.
More
depression.
They better do that thing at the end where it's like, other side effects conclude, and then just like rattle off like 70 different things. You know?
At least you know what you're getting.
Most of the time, those drugs will be like, hey, here's something to like fix your back pain. This may cause
death,
your limbs to fall off, like a bunch of other things. You're like, wait, what? Uh-oh.
Uh-huh. Okay, well, that was an interesting scene.
Mm-hmm. Because again, it seems like she's not under the hex in order to be able to say that.
Mm-hmm. And also otherwise, to be aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why is she wearing that attire?
I guess to try to protect her.
So that she doesn't get
reverted,
transformed.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So like so that the hex doesn't have the effect on her. Basically, they explained it in the last episode.
But do they know it's gonna work for sure?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
but didn't they say that the only way that would work is if they go in with like
gear that was
gear that was from that time?
Yeah, and so, I mean,
but
and that's why earlier she asked, "Is this up to spec?" Like, I think it's made up of.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was the case, but
this has a little bit of alien vibes.
And based on what Darcy said, this will be interesting. Do we get to?
Ooh, let's go, baby! I want this as DLC in Forza Horizon. Transform and roll out. Here we go! I wonder what those things are on the back. All that stuff.
That's a good question.
Like, because it's all like you see a whole bunch of equipment.
Equipment or something.
Bundled down, yeah. What if it just like explodes? That'd be funny. Like if it just didn't work. Come on. Step on it.
Okay, it's gonna be reaching her soon. Nope. Oh. Nope. Holy.
Is this how her powers are gonna come through?
Probably.
Move.
She's gonna just barely. Oh, I thought she was gonna barely get sucked in.
I guess it's not as easy to get in.
Oh, he just got yeeted out. Holy.
Oh, dude, I love how the front of it got changed.
It's like half.
Did you see that?
Yeah. It got completely rewritten and then just shot right out. Oh, she's gonna. Oh
she's just gonna run.
She's just literally gonna run right through it. And I guess this will rewrite her DNA completely because of the 2 other times they mentioned.
Well, she's supposed to have like photon power.
Well, I guess yeah. It looks like it might be the case.
Whoa, look at that!
Yeah,
that is such a cool visual. Like different eras. Did you see that?
Jeez.
That does look very cool. Yeah.
Was that Nick Fury?
Yeah. I thought that sounded like Nick Fury. Yeah.
It was. It says Fury in the subtitles.
Oh, I should probably turn on subtitles.
That was. Yeah.
Also, Carol.
Oh, they.
Whoa!
Oh,
look
look at those eyes! Yeah. Look at those eyes.
She's got superpowers, ladies and gentlemen.
And I think she's not like under the control of the hex either. It just seems.
Well, she nothing changed.
Yeah, nothing changed. Yeah.
The same.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
Oh, I would hate to see things that way.
I would hate to see it too, but you'd probably get used to it if that's your way of life afterwards.
Bro, that is so trippy looking.
Mm-hmm. So she sees the sound waves from everything? Is that the idea?
So I don't know a lot about her. I just know that her power set was like photon power, so kind of like light slash sound wave sort of things.
Okay.
I don't know, Gabe. Do you know more about it?
No, I was doing a little bit of research, and we'll talk about it after.
Yeah. Okay.
Vision just like, bro, are you serious?
Came back. Dang, he's learning all this. Red all around.
So that they don't have to have the awkward conversation of like, what the heck are you doing?
Yeah. Oh my God. What are the chances? What are the chances?
I love these like looks into the camera where they like definitely break the fourth wall.
I like this episode a lot, actually.
Ultron. Dead?
It's kind of hard to hear that when she's also kind of keeping him captive.
We don't know that it's her.
Monica's just gonna knock and be like, hey, what's up, Wanda? I'm back.
We don't know it's her, but at the same time, it's our best lead.
Whoa.
Oh, let's go.
What now?
What? She could fight back. Oh yeah, here we go.
Max.
Ooh. Okay, a lot of reveals.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
Dang. Fragile. Must be Italian.
Dang.
I mean, are you kidding me with this?
Oh my god, how many are there? Don't. I love that.
Do you know where it is?
I guess that's the point.
Where are the kids?
Mm-hmm. That's what I was just thinking. In the game?
All right, something creepy's about to happen.
Did she turn them into...
Yeah, that sounds like a horror movie
Yeah,
line.
literally.
It's like she wants her to go down there.
Yep, she's leading her down there.
Still no Pietro. All up. What the heck is that?
Oh my god.
This is like a crossover with Stranger Things?
Well, we know she's no ordinary person. She's definitely...
Well, we knew that. Now we definitely have
No. We were speculating before, and now we know for sure.
What is?
What the heck? The ratio changed on the video.
Well, you're right. Okay, anybody's got like clothes like that. That's creepy.
Okay, well.
Is that the book of
Ooh. Well.
Oh!
There we go. Gabe been calling it since episode 1. Oh, is she controlling her now?
We're gonna get to see it all from the perspective of, I guess.
Oh.
It's been Agatha all along.
Agatha Harkness. Yeah, okay.
Wow, she was even
That makes
like,
sense now.
Pietro.
How did she not see her right there?
It's controlling her.
True.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but
I called that when it happened.
Yeah, it's true. Gabe's been calling everything here.
Wait, that's it? Oh wait,
there's like there's a.
I told y'all she killed that dog in the bushes.
You were right. You were indeed right.
Holy moly!
But what's happened to the kids now? I wonder what's gonna happen next episode. Oh my god!
The kids aren't real either. Well, I don't know.
Wait, we gotta watch the post-credit scene also.
Well, I mean, the credits are long.
It's like a minute or two, I think, into it, and then we get it.
Short.
Yeah, it's like a minute or two, and then we get the post-credit scene.
Yeah.
I mean, I could just check on it.
I just checked it now. That's why.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's like 2 minutes or so.
Yo, Monica's powers look sick. That's gonna be cool.
I wonder if they like let her be in movies.
So do we think?
Yeah, of course. Why would they not?
I don't know. Is she a big enough character? I mean, I guess.
If they let these characters be in movies, well, go from movies to show, why not go the other way?
That's true. So do we think we're gonna see the devil? I forget his name.
Mephisto?
Or do you just think that like
I think it's just her now?
Yeah, like she's the main villain. I assume they're gonna go with her instead, to be honest, rather than Mephisto.
That would be so lame.
Well, I mean, you also have to remember that it's Disney.
You could have done Nightmare. And then in addition to that, to me, I still don't understand Pietro. Like, how did she drag that body from a different multiverse?
I think she just conjured it. Like, she just made it. Like, he's...
But how is she aware of, like, the fact that Pietro...
This thing's coming up.
Okay,
yeah. 1 second.
That's Agatha's, right?
Oh, I think I know what the screenshot of what I saw was about now. It was this. I think.
Doesn't count.
What do you mean that doesn't count? It's
That doesn't
credit scene.
That doesn't count.
That counts, Gabe. You're wrong.
No.
You're wrong.
I'm half right,
back, baby. He's back.
Well,
he never left,
oh.
but he's back. Snooper's gonna snoop, bro. Do you even understand what that means? Her name's gonna be the Snooper.
No.
Like the Hexman. Like
her
the
name's Photon.
No, it's not.
Photon. All right. So, wait. So what do we want to get into first? We want to talk about Photon and our limited.
Where do we even start?
Do y'all want to talk about Agnes first, or you want to talk about Photon first?
I feel like Agnes is like done set. Like we already knew that.
Dude, it just recommended.
Age of Ultron, yeah.
I'm telling you.
Age of Ultron.
Okay, so I guess let's kick things off with the biggest reveal. Finally, we have the confirmation. Agnes is indeed Agatha. What do we think about that? Kind of like too obvious.
Like, not. Well, maybe because I'm like slightly underwhelmed, right? Because
that's what I'm saying.
And it's my own fault because I would have probably felt the same way with Mephisto. Like, because Agnes isn't like this like huge big bad, and like I guess that's what they're turning her into. Like even the song says it was Agatha all along. Like,
I think the idea behind Agatha being the main villain is just to mainly contrast the idea of Wanda and the way her powers work, I guess. Because like who could mess like. If you think about it, who could, other than I guess Mephisto because he's the devil, but like you said, he needs someone to actually act through. So realistically, other than her, who could really mess with Wanda the way Agatha did?
I mean, to be clear, I still think Mephisto's gonna come into play. Just not maybe not now. Like maybe like right at the end, and it'll lead into Multiverse of Madness.
I have a feeling it's not gonna be. I think it's gonna be.
I don't think so anymore. Just the way they're. Oh, I don't know about either of those. I feel like the way they're going, they're trying to like lead it into just her being the.
Because
look, it's her for the show for sure. I'm saying.
Look,
for okay.
Look, we know for sure there's somebody called Ralph. She keeps making reference to him.
That's a good point.
So
that's a good point.
Whoever that is, that's probably either Nightmare or maybe Pietro is Nightmare, and then Mephisto is Ralph. And so then you get Mephisto, Nightmare, and Agnes. Or Agatha, and that's like your trifecta.
Yeah.
So here's the stuff that I would like kind of like bring up. First of all, I think if they're gonna play it out this way, I think that it's sort of like the most obvious way to go. Like at least based on everything that we're headed to now, it looks like maybe the next episode is gonna be not Wanda, I guess to a certain extent it would be Monica trying to, I don't know, maybe escape Quicksilver or whoever he is, and then maybe helping out Wanda or something, because what we see is that it looks like she controls Wanda, right? Because like Wanda's eyes also glow purple when she purple. Right, so it's like I guess she can manipulate Wanda. The question here is that, okay, what is her motivation of causing right? Because like there has to be some motivation for the villain, right? So we know, for example, like Hayward obviously wants Vision's body in order to weaponize or like turn it into other weapons or whatever, right?
Yep.
What's Agnes's motivation, and why strike now? Particularly like if she's a character that's that powerful and she's been around for so long, we're shown that she can mind control and force the most powerful character in the MCU to do her bidding.
Well, yeah, it's probably because, I mean, what I would say, pure speculation at this point, though, it's because it's when Wanda's at her weakest, right? Because Wanda's pretty powerful, too. And, you know, with Vision dying, with all of these bad things happening, like, she figured, like, hey, like, I could probably get in there.
Now's the time to strike, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then she continued to whittle her down during the whole thing, and now it's falling apart. And now she's, like, trying to be her friend, and then immediately switch, so it's, like, a shock value. So she's kind of, like, doing these things to break her down, it almost seems like.
Yeah, because I guess to a certain extent, you could kind of say, like, a lot of the moments in the show where Wanda starts to question what's going on, Agnes appears
She's always there.
Or does something that, like, kind of, like, to a certain extent, like, pulls you back, right? So, like, whether it be in the early episode, like, when she needed help, Agnes always showed up with the ingredients or whatever, remember?
But she's also the only person to see the magic from Wanda, making her like feel comfortable around her.
When she tells the kids that she can't bring back the dead, and then immediately Sparky dies or whatever afterwards. So it's like all these moments of like,
I think that
Agnes was there.
I think that was Agatha testing her. If you remember, right? She asked her specifically, "Wait, you can do that?" Like, I think that was real. I think she really wanted to test that she could bring back the dead, so she goes and kills Sparky to see if she could bring him back. But I guess it doesn't happen.
So do you think that she is like, her goal is to get Wanda to maybe like spread the hex over the entire Earth?
I mean, I don't know. Like, it seems like they're deviating from the comic stuff, because in the comics, like, that was her mentor, like, at one point, like, and like she like helped her, like, not that she was like good in the comics per se, but
yeah,
she helped her develop a lot of her powers. I don't specifically know what her motivations are going to be. Maybe Ralph knows. I don't know.
Someone in my chat said one thing that's interesting is when Mephisto was first introduced, he was introduced as a fly. Is that true? I'm just curious.
I wouldn't know.
Okay. Well, regardless.
Possibly. So maybe that was the reference there when he was flying.
With the fly in Agnes's apartment. Was like the way, like, that was just, I guess, an Easter egg. That's what someone is saying. So that's interesting. If that's the case, like, that'd be a really interesting small detail.
Yeah. Also, Turquoise Gaming on your chat, Max, says that Agatha works for Mephisto. So, like, I mean, and that's fair.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's the whole husband
Yeah,
thing.
but I guess like again, that's the whole like interesting variable here of like, so did they get like is Pietro Nightmare because he kind of has also ties to Mephisto and everything, so it's like maybe he is Nightmare.
I think Pietro is just conjured by Agatha. We see it.
I think so as well. Yeah, like the
we
controlling.
see her make him appear.
But why does at the end then? Why does he just like? What is he just walking around working as sort of like security guard?
I mean,
within the
how do they know even what he looks like in this other universe? If
that's the weird thing. Like I don't know what Agatha has with all this multiverse stuff.
That's the thing that really gets me. It's like okay, even if she could manifest, why that form of all out of all the forms? You know.
We never saw Scarlet Witch in the Fox X-Men universe, right?
No, never.
No, I don't think so.
No, I know we didn't.
Yeah. I was just curious. Maybe she is like from the Fox universe or something, and so that's why she brings this Quicksilver or something like that. I don't know. Like Agatha actually is from a different dimension as well. Again, no. The issue now is, I guess, like we need to learn the motivation. Like, why did she do this? Because that's gonna really where a lot of like the story is gonna hinge on that. I think. Aside from that, like, I thought maybe there's an element of bias because it's like the style of the show that they did for this week is like the most modern and most recent to us, so therefore it felt very like witty and like well done. Like the jokes were not like easy funny, like legit funny. So I thought the pacing for the episode was pretty good. I thought the whole idea of like introducing the powers for Photon / Monica was really cool. Like visually they looked really neat.
Sure.
Aside from that, like my only concern, I guess, now is that I personally would have much preferred if they went the route of Wanda snaps. And I guess to an extent you could still kind of explain some of it. It's just like, you see, for example, there's a lot of stuff where it's like when she saw the beekeeper, that was definitely Wanda, right? So it's like that's where I'm like, because now they were like, oh, Agatha is behind everything, but she wasn't behind that, was she?
Well, she was. It's Agatha controlling Wanda. Like, so yes, it's Wanda.
But so that's my point of like, okay, so then what is she losing control of her every now and again?
Do you think
like why does Wanda like there's multiple occasions where so when Wanda walks out of the hex, Agatha still has control over her?
We don't know.
I mean, so that's to me like I just think that
I don't think she has control over her though.
I legit think that they went the route that's going to be most difficult because like with these 2 episodes, if the explanation is going to be as simple as like, oh well, she just mind controlled her and that's it, I think that there's going to be so many questions to go back and rewatch the show and be like, well, that doesn't make sense. How did she mind control her here? But then over here, she's not mind controlling her. What happened? Like, why did it flip? During the sequence with the hex, like,
I mean, they could. I'll give you a quick like explanation that like just in my head, if that's the route they go, I feel like Marvel or whoever, like the showrunner, she could easily just say like, oh, she like controlled her into doing this, but Wanda doesn't know that she's being controlled, so Wanda thinks that it's her own, like that it's what she wants. So when Wanda's outside of the hex, Wanda thinks that that's what she wants, but it's not what she wants. You know what I mean? Like she's not under control when she's not in the hex, but Wanda thinks that it's her because she doesn't know that she's being controlled. She says it over and over. I don't know how this started. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how this is happening.
But yet, but she is clearly aware of what's going on because she expands the hex. So when she says, I don't know what's going on, I think she's
no, but she doesn't know how it started. But yeah, like again, when she controls her, she like puts these thoughts in her, and Wanda thinks they're her thoughts.
How would she not know what's going on if she walks through the hex and she sees the people outside the hex?
Yeah, but I'm telling you that in Wanda's head, this is her. She has no idea that there's any manipulation going on. So when Wanda's outside the hex, Wanda fully thinks like, hey, yeah, I made this hex because I want to be alone with Vision. Like that's Wanda's thought.
Okay.
But so Wanda has
she's like, who did it?
What? Because she's just like breaking, I guess, because we also see that as it expanded, she started kind of like losing like
no, but even before that, we saw a lot. Like she said that before with like, how did this all start or what's happening? She said that when her and Vision were arguing, right? Like things like, for example, when Vision tells her like, you can't control me, and she's like, can't I? Like that's what I'm saying. Like in those kinds of moments, it's like, so like, is the explanation going to be down the line like, oh yeah, Agnes controlled her in all those moments, but then Agnes is losing control in parts, or like, or does Wanda have freedom?
I'm only playing devil's advocate. Like I think I feel like
I see what you did there.
I feel similar to you. Where like I don't know, it's not the right I would have gone, but to play devil's advocate,
it's just the most like now, like to me personally, I think it'll be a fun ending, but I think that this was the safest and most like plain route to go.
I agree with you, but
because I'm forgetful. To me, like if I go back now and I watch the show, like we'll see. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. 2 more episodes, we'll see how it like. Because again, it manages to do with one episode a lot of stuff. Like these recent episodes, there's for every answer that we get, there's another 4 questions. Yeah. So it manages to give us lots and lots to think about. But what I'm saying is that to me, I'm just concerned that if the solution is that Agnes just controlled her, like Agnes controlled her to go kidnap Vision's body, right? Like Agnes, like. Because that was how it all started, right? She kidnaps the body and then she goes to West.
I have something to say about that too, I guess.
Go ahead.
And again, like these are like cop-outs, right? But I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of somebody like writing the show. Go ahead. Like the easy answer for everything is like grief. Like she's in grief. So even if she is being manipulated, in moments where she's not being manipulated, she's snapped and she sees like, oh, but you have Vision, you have these kids, so you're not gonna like necessarily want to get away from it. Like, oh, like this is.
Look, I agree. I agree with you. Like it's almost like the temptation is there, right? It's almost like the safety of this environment is like what's appealing to her. But to me, I guess like I find that that's going to be the most like lame cop out versus if they went with the route of she snapped and then Agatha takes advantage of that, and then Agatha says like, oh, finally, like that's the trigger point for why Agatha. It's not that Agatha shows up and causes her to like create the hex. It's more so that she snaps, creates the hex, and therefore now Agatha uses that as an opportunity to be like, oh, if I could like meddle with this, we could get something accomplished, whether it be like, for example, bringing Mephisto into the real world with the help.
I don't believe it's out of the realm of possibility that we see some of that context. Like, you know, we have, and I hope, I don't think so, but I hope the next episode and the one after an hour each, I don't think they will be. I think 37 minutes is right where we're at with this stuff. But, I mean,
yeah. Yusuf Suya says, what I find weird about the grief theory is that since this takes place after Endgame, it's been 5 years since Vision died. And I think by then Wanda has coped.
Well, they said it's only been a couple of weeks. It's only been 5 years for those who have been blipped out.
Yeah, because she was blipped.
Yeah.
Oh, she was blipped. Well, okay, but you also have to remember for those for those people that were blipped, it doesn't feel like 5 years though.
Yeah, no, it just
it was like this.
Monica, because Monica
she just
back.
Came back.
Remember?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's not like she has time. It's like she's back, and then you know. It's like, hey, I didn't have time to grieve for that.
Noel says there were like 5 symbols in the basement, so maybe 5 people with magic, like Wanda, Agatha, Monica, and 2 others, have to use their powers in order to open the door where Mephisto is.
Monica doesn't have.
She doesn't have like magic powers.
It's not magic.
Yeah. Even though it was kind of interesting, like when she opened the doors, how the roots like seemed like they were like she could see like some sort of like energy through the roots, right? Go ahead. Yeah, the powers. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, Captain Marvel in the comics gives her the nickname Photon. So that's kind of cool. I wonder we get to see that play out in Captain Marvel 2 or something. Also, she has been around since 1982. She doesn't have a ton of appearances. Her first appearance was in Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16. I went and confirmed she's not a mutant. Unfortunately, like I was like, oh man, it's like Photon immune. I thought it was, but because I'm not very well versed in my Photon knowledge. But no, not immune. She has affiliations with the Avengers and the Thunderbolts sometimes, and New Avengers, but no X-Men stuff. She has the powers here. I can look those very quickly. Powers right here. appearance of alteration, flight, superhuman speed, intangibility, invisibility, energy duplication, energy absorption, energy blast, and hypercosmic awareness. So
yeah, so just energy, basically, different sources.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, I guess maybe she's sensing that there is energy within the roots of wherever those roots lead. It did look like there was some sort of dungeon sort of setup. Obviously, going forward, like, what did she do with the kids? Like, is it because Agnes started to feel like she's losing control over Wanda? So then she takes the kids as like basically like a bargaining chip, like to keep Wanda doing what she needs her to do, whatever that might be, right? I guess like that has to be basically like that's what I'm saying. Like that's probably the way it plays out, right? Like we got an episode of where she manipulates her, and then the finale is that she gets the kids back and she defeats her. So
no, I think the kids don't make it out of this.
Bro, they're not gonna kill them.
No, not killed. They just don't.
But they just don't exist. Yeah, they didn't exist to begin with.
I don't think the series ends with the kids still being in the MCU. Like
I have to agree with that as well. I don't see that happening as well.
I think the kids for sure. There's no doubt. There's the amount of effort put into like introducing them, setting up their powers, and then to only say like, oh, they never existed. Okay, what? So what do you mean? Like, it's all an illusion?
Well, no. I think the kids are real, right? But when the hex is gone, I think they go.
They're not her kids.
No, they're
like
her kids.
From Westview.
Why would they go
then? Because like that's how it manipulates
that's
reality. It doesn't manipulate like remember even that car in this episode, like when it flies in, it gets manipulated to like a different time frame when it gets pushed back out, but it doesn't not exist. It just reorganizes particles to like look different.
I guess it depends on how like closely they stick to the comics. Because in the comics, Wanda has to make a deal with Mephisto for the kids to make it out of there, like for the kids to like survive the house.
So maybe that's what it is.
I don't see the kids sticking around. Like,
what is that book about?
Because to me, look, like let's put it this way: we know that she makes it out of this because she's filming Multiverse of Madness.
Of course,
right? So I guess like by that theory, you're right. The only thing that I would then ask, what is the point of Wandavision as a show? If she makes it out, what is the like
to bring in the multiverse? How do you get to Multiverse of Madness without this?
Okay, but like what would be the introduction of the multiverse that makes sense without introducing something new or new elements like the kids or things like that? What would like to me, I just feel like then if it plays out with her just going on ahead and like defeating Agatha, but when she brings down the hex, she loses Vision, she loses the kids. We're right back to where we were.
Then she snaps. Then she becomes a
maybe. but doesn't she need to bring down the hex? She set it up, right?
Yeah. The hex is all her. Like we know that. Like the hex is built by her, not by Agatha.
Yeah. So.
Look.
It's just they're in such a weird spot. Like they literally put themselves in the most awkward. Again, maybe they're right their way out of this, but to me, I just think that it's like, again, I'm still giving the show a benefit of the doubt. I want to see the next 2 episodes, see how it plays out, see how they, land this thing. But to me, I just think that it would have been, I guess, again, maybe I'm biased because of like how I wanted it to go versus where it's going. I just think that the route that they're on right now, I don't know how they write their way out and make it feel like the show was significant, like it felt like it will be. Like as the show played out, we all feel like, holy, like this show is hugely important, right? Like there have been many entries in the MCU movies that we've like basically said like, oh, well, like, I guess that's there. It doesn't really like push anything like forward too much. This show felt like it was going to be massive in scale, whether it be at least the teaser introduction of mutants, the idea of multiverses,
which could still happen. Like they got
2 episodes.
I don't see what the to be honest, listening to you guys right now, I've gone kind of confused as to what the original point was. Like, what's your point that this?
Do you think that if Agatha is literally just behind this and it's just a manipulation, like Agatha just has a hex on her? Do you not think that that's really lame
I don't think
route?
that that's the case, though. I don't think that it's just Agatha and that's it. Like, I think there's obviously more that we don't know. Like, what I wanted to know, if you guys know, is like, does anyone know what that book was about?
I don't.
Do we just? Yeah, because
no. I know that there's the book of what is it? Book of Ashanti, I think it's called.
I mean, no.
I was just curious. Like, there's a lot of things. Like, and all the other thing that does.
I don't know if that was the book of
they call it maybe the book of Darkhold is another. I'm not super familiar, but that's one.
I know that the book of Ashanti is the one that ties into Doctor Strange and Dormammu and all that stuff. So that's like why I thought of that. But
they're saying it's Darkhold. Again, I don't know what it is.
So I guess. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, Dean. Bring up what you wanted to say.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like Wanda is being controlled as much as she's just like this. Do we? So we originally thought that Vision's memories were taken away by Wanda. I guess. Do you guys still think that it was Wanda, or do you think that it was Agatha, like almost implanting / taking away memories, taking away for Vision while kind of implanting the memory of like this has always existed, this like hex. Like she doesn't need to know why or how it's come to fruition. It just exists as if that she already has a memory of it. But then if she starts to think about like the origins of that memory, then it starts to like fall apart. Like, how did this work? That wasn't me. Like all of that stuff. So it doesn't seem like she's being like, it just seems like she's being manipulated, but it doesn't seem like she's, well, I guess you could say controlled is manipulated, but like not like directly controlled. It seems like she's being like indirectly led down the path that they want. And like, it almost seems like Agatha wants to use her powers just to get like Mephisto or someone back. Right. Like, and that what's his name?
I just think guy. Again, like you see the only issue of like where, I would have like doubts about that is that there were so many moments in the show where it seemed like it was Wanda was clearly aware of what was going on. And so then to say like, why did she keep that going along?
Well, like, because, well, yeah, I mean, like, I agree.
Like, do you remember how terrified that guy was when he released him from the spell?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, oh my, like, she's in my head. Please help me. These people are suffering.
But they said she.
Disregard.
Okay, but they said.
So it could be Agatha.
Yes.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So if it is Agatha, to me, I think that's the lamest route to go. Because then you're basically just saying, so the entire purpose of Wanda is just to seal the walls? And Agatha is actually the one controlling everybody?
Like, I mean, I don't know.
You see what I mean? Like if that's what you're saying, then it's like, well, then if we reverse and we go back and like play out so many different scenarios of Wanda, like why does she act the way that she does when she's the beacon? Why does she act the way that she does when Vision questions her for the first time? She just rewinds time and goes like, nope, let's do that again. Like, this is what I'm saying of like right. Where they've written their way into like where it's all cool as long as you only keep moving forward and don't stop and go like, wait, but what about, you know? And if you do the what about and you go back, I just feel like a lot of stuff is going to be, it could fall apart and it's not going to hold up to criticism like in hindsight. Like if we see that it's the way that you just suggested of Agatha, going back and watching the show, I think will be like, because they were very selective with what they said about like Agatha. What was this jingle? It's Agatha all along.
Agatha all along.
So it's like they chose specific scenes. They didn't show all the scenes where it was like something fishy happened. They picked only like certain ones, right? Yeah. So that's why I'm saying like it'll be interesting to see how they write their way out.
They got 2 episodes.
Chat. If you guys have any suggestions that you want to bring up, please do so while you guys are typing that in. I'll give you guys a little bit of time to do so. Gabe, what would you give this episode? Thumbs up? Thumbs down? Thumbs in the middle?
Middle is the first one.
Ooh, that's your first one, bro.
Yeah, I don't like how, and I don't know what I expected, so I'm partially to blame, not Marvel, but I don't like how.
Okay.
Like I don't like how easy all this was to guess. Like,
yeah,
that's what.
Remember,
yeah. Do you remember what I kept saying, that when you do a mystery story, you better be clever about how you unwind everything.
Yeah.
Because, and to be fair, Gabe, they've only begun the unwind, so we'll see, right? Like we still again have 2 episodes.
But I'm mad that it sounds like I'm tooting my own horn here, and I'm not trying to, but I'm mad that I figured out like I shouldn't be able to, like, the Sparky thing's supposed to be this cool thing. I shouldn't be able to say that, like, and I'm not, the Agatha thing, that wasn't like a Gabe thing, like everyone like knew that from episode 1.
Yeah,
like,
I know, but still, you brought it up. Like, you brought that up, Pietro. So many elements that you've brought up. Again, in a clever mystery story, there should be a what moment.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'm not getting those what moments. That's why I'm like kind of like iffy on it.
Okay, Dean, what would you give it?
After talking, I would originally give it a thumbs up, but after talking about it, I have to give it a thumbs in the middle, because I do agree. I'm a little confused as to what is going to happen forward, but I also agree with Gabe in the sense of, like, it was almost like they were kind of leading us like with a cookie trail over here. Like, it was too obvious. I was like, I was hoping for more.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to give it a thumbs in the middle again, just because I'm so, like, just like last week's episode, I just feel like the route that they're taking is the most common path that we could have all, like, saw being paved. Mm-hmm. And so to me, I think it'll be very crucial to see how they finish the story out in these next 2 episodes. Because, again, I'm not saying that I'm, like, not on board anymore, because I think there's lots of really cool moments. Just visually, that was the best episode. Like, just that little moment of Photon, I was like, oh, here we go. Like, I wanted them to trade blows right there. That would have been pretty epic.
It would have been.
But I also acknowledge the fact that Wanda should probably destroy her, considering Photon has never, or Monica's never used her powers.
She got her powers like 20 minutes ago.
Not even.
Yeah. But I still think the potential is there. So let's run through a couple of questions if you guys have the time here from chat. So Noel says, what if Agatha uses Wanda to gather everyone with the same powers, then control them and open the door to hell with Darkhold book? It's also interesting that the book is called Darkhold, and maybe she has a hold over Wanda.
Does she need so many people? Like, maybe she just needs her? Like, that's why she's doing this?
Who are these other people that people keep...
Well, that's what I'm curious about. Like, other than Wanda, who's the logical next person?
Because she doesn't bring Monica in. Monica goes in herself.
Yeah.
So it's like, even if you are quoting Monica, she's choosing to go in. Could it be that Darcy has some sort of powers after Thor: The Dark World and all that stuff?
I don't think it would make sense, just because they mentioned that you have to be affected by like the hex, I guess, multiple times. And only on that third time we saw her change.
What was up with Darcy in Thor: The Dark World? Didn't she have some sort of, like...
Didn't she have like that...
something like exposure to the
redstone, whatever. Like the reality stone or whatever? Wasn't it that?
Okay.
I have no idea, but can I ask something else before I forget?
Yeah.
What the hell is up with Dottie?
Dottie?
Something is still up with her. Because when Wanda
she turned like to her head?
Yeah, when Monica and Wanda are like starting their thing, like Dottie kind of like looks up and she's like, she's like, why? Something is up with her. And so I said in the beginning, I don't know who she is, but her and Agatha have always been on the same boat, just because of the actresses. The actresses are too big to just be playing nobodies. So, I
think that she'll play some sort of bigger factor?
I think she does. Like, I think she's still like a wild card, because when she broke the glass, like, in her hand, I think episode 2 or whatever, she's like bleeding red, and she's just like kind of just like ignoring it and trying to like stay with it. I think there's something to her too. Like the look she gave them when they were like, you know, kind of like locking, you know, they were about to, like,
but
clash.
She was also very disturbed about the call, like when Wanda was getting the radio, because she was there, remember? When
she ignored it.
First time. No, because she kept going like, Wanda? Didn't she? I could have sworn she was like confused and like freaked out. Saying, like, what was that?
Nah. Well, I don't remember her being freaked out. I think she just like ignored it and
said,
Wanda.
What about the other guy?
The line was, how do you get blood out of whatever? And then she's like, you do it yourself, and she walks away. Mm-hmm. No, she never really acknowledged the call. What other guy, Dean?
The guy the mailman, he stopped as well to take a look. Like they were like the only reason I'm skeptical on that one is just because like because she walks out with her powers, and really the only person to have seen her powers is Agatha. And everyone else just kind of like looks up, no surprise, no nothing, but we know that they're under some kind of control. So it's kind of like, I think it was just a matter of like, you know how they're the main character?
Yeah, I think that, I don't know, I think that it was just a reaction of them, because maybe like in those moments, maybe when she's starting to use her powers, she's losing to a certain extent control over them, and so they kind of like are being exposed to like the real reality in those moments, right? So it's like just their genuine reaction, because I feel like we've seen weird scenes like that with all of those like extra cast characters, like the guy who looks like Ross from Friends. So it's like there's been multiple times that could have applied for other actors as well.
That's my next prediction. Something's up with Dottie. Dottie has a bigger role.
Well, if it's coming from Gabe, it's most likely right, based on his track record. Jeez. All right. Write that one down, guys.
Tiger Gamer says maybe she killed Sparky because she knows that Wiccan could speak to Sparky, and Sparky saw the basement of Agatha. Because we do see Sparky at Agatha's house, right? That time.
Well, in the bushes. Like when she finds him in the bushes.
Yeah, I know, but like, I guess that could be an theory, right? Maybe.
Sure.
Because we also see that Wiccan is like
that
really
one
really
comment,
troubled
though,
by like why he's like her mind is empty. Like
it's quiet.
He couldn't read her
that
mind.
was and now where are the kids is the biggest question.
So Quake Barty said about 1,000 times, saying Nightmare is a June bug, bad luck, and he has been in one comics. And he's been one in the comic. So maybe that's what that was. It wasn't a fly. Was that a June bug?
It wasn't a fly. I don't know what a June bug looks like.
I don't know what a June bug either looks like.
I'm going to take a look real quick.
Sure. I mean, we're all typing.
I guess, maybe?
I don't think.
That wasn't what was on the.
No, it looked more like a fly than that.
Yeah.
Then we saw Crazy J say at Blitzringer in the commercial, they mentioned the Nexus, which ties to the multiverse, which can explain. I'm assuming you wanted to say Pietro.
But I don't know. I saw that as well. The only thing is I don't understand how that explains Pietro. Like, if anything, it just kind of explains Wanda.
Yeah, because to me, I don't understand how this Pietro has the same bullet wounds as the Pietro from the MCU, right? So
I think look, Agatha. It shows Agatha do it, but like, I mean, maybe she needs like the real body. So maybe Agatha somehow brought actual Quicksilver, MCU Quicksilver's body, and just put, Evan Peters' face from the other multiverse and put him there just to confuse her. I mean,
but you hear how much of a stretch.
Yeah, it's a stretch for sure.
But also, wouldn't that not, because when she sees the real one, his face is still looks like Evan Peters. Shouldn't she have in that moment seen MCU's?
Here, look. Let's play a game real quick.
Okay.
Let's say we have an hour and 20 minutes left of footage to fill in 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Right? I think so many of these things are going to get answered. Because what do they do, right? Let's say the next episode, it's them trying to break like the spell from Agatha or whatever. Like they're not going back to any like sitcom stuff after. Like, what do you do? Like,
that's a good point.
It like we're there. So if you have an hour and 20, so if you have an hour and 20 minutes to fill this, we're gonna find out what this Pietro thing. Like, hey, why is this X-Men Pietro? We'll find that out. I'm fairly confident about that. And the kids will figure it out. I don't know if we see them again, but we'll get an answer, and then we'll get some type of battle. Do I think that Agatha and Scarlet Witch are just gonna like send like blasts at each other? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe. But
come on, they have to do a big action. Like they haven't done any big major.
I think that's Sword. Because we're forgetting about Sword. Sword is still out there, and they're still very anti-Wanda. And it like even if Wanda comes out and be like, hey guys, my bad, this wasn't me.
So we have 3 factions essentially right now. We have like Sword, Agatha, and then we have like Wanda and her own little thing.
So I think the next 2 episodes are gonna be like super action packed, and we get some of these answers. I really believe it. Like I don't think that they're dumb enough. Sorry, I don't like.
Yeah, you're fine.
I don't want to sound so antagonistic, but Like, I don't think that they're silly enough to just like leave all these like branches just hanging there. Like, they gotta answer some of these things. Like, and you have to believe that. So again, if you have an hour and 20 minutes, I think that's an adequate amount of time to show us like a quick battle with Agatha and Scarlet Witch, show us a confrontation with Sword and Wanda, bring down the Hex, figure out the kid thing, and tell us what Pietro did. What's up with Pietro? Because that's it. And Vision, what happens with Vision?
And then explain to us what was the purpose of the entire existence of the show. 9 episodes to do what?
Bring in the multiverse, which is happening.
Well, okay, well that's another thing that you skipped to mention the idea of a multiverse, because
I don't know,
if they're going to introduce, because there hasn't, like, right now, what points to us to the idea of the existence of the multiverse?
Pietro. Pietro's appearance. Agatha is somehow aware of it.
Okay, so that's it. But that's assuming that is Quicksilver and not just Marvel playing like into the meta of like our real world by just casting Evan Peters. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? Like, so that, because that's the only thing.
No, but they have to know, like, that we know. That
I know that they know, but I'm saying that what if it's just them going like, we're just gonna cast Evan Peters just so that it creates the confusion, so that it's an underlying element. But that's
By the way, Paul Bettany like has 100% confirmed that Pietro was not the person he was talking about when he said that, you know, he's finally gonna get to act with the person that he's always wanted to be with, like in a show, and that, you know, they have some scenes that make sparks fly. So we're still gonna get one more big character. People like to think it's
Starling, right? That's the
no. I think it's Nick Fury. That's who I think.
Nick Fury, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he was up in space, right? And he said that he would be working on Sword, right? So that would make sense, I guess. So that's, I don't know. Is there any chance to this? Because I saw a few people bring this up, and I think that it is an interesting theory. Because typically speaking, Nightmare, Mephisto, all those characters, they are typically the villains of a character known as Ghost Rider. They have introduced a Ghost Rider in the MCU. Is there any chance that they bring in Ghost Rider to help her?
You think Gabriel Luna, Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Robbie Reyes, yeah. He just rolls in on like a flaming car. The flaming Mustang rolls in. Much higher budget. He looks cooler.
I can say with
Robbie Reyes is...
I don't want to be disrespectful to Gabriel Luna, but there's no way that's who Paul Bettany is talking about. Because Paul Bettany said that he's been wanting to act with this guy for years. And like this guy, I've seen him in that.
That's so disrespectful.
But like, come on, nah.
Okay, but what if they introduce then Johnny Blaze or like a different Ghost Rider, like on a motorcycle? He rolls in.
So you think Paul Bettany's always wanted to act for Nicolas Cage?
Yeah. Well, no, it doesn't have to be. Okay, what if it's an actor that we don't know? Like, what if Ghost Rider comes in though? Any chance? What would you give it? Like 1%?
Less.
0. Wow.
Yeah. No, I don't think we're getting a Ghost Rider introduction here now.
0. No. Now, here's the thing. I will give it 5%, and the only reason why I'm giving it credibility is because Kevin Feige has said that Ghost Rider is like either his favorite or like up there as like one of his most favorite characters in the Marvel universe.
I believe it.
And I think that he's not like, there's a chance that he doesn't want to waste a lot of time and like introduce him. And because of the other characters surrounding this, Ghost Rider fits right in. Do you know what I mean? Like, as far as like thematically speaking, these are his villains typically, not Wanda's villain. So
I'm crossing my fingers for the X-Men at the end of this somehow. I don't know. There's not enough time. Like, I think that the ship is sailing on that, unfortunately. But I would still like, you know, people keep saying, oh, maybe Professor X at the end.
So the most obvious one is obviously Strange. Second option, which makes sense a lot, which is what you said, Nick Fury, and then mine, which makes 0 sense. But I'm gonna throw it out there. And
Gabriel Luna.
That's my prediction, guys. Ghost Rider shows up before the show's over, or in the post credits, or in the post credits. I get points if post credits. Aside from that, any other predictions for next week, Dean? Dean is just like, I have no idea, bro.
Dean is
Dean is in a multiverse. I think this is a different Dean brought in. My guy is like so confused. He's like, I don't even understand what's happening. Double rainbow.
You guys,
do you guys want to see something funny Dean related? Would you like to see it?
Sure.
I was gonna save this for the final. Yeah, I was gonna save this for the final WandaVision. Max, I'm gonna DM it to you because I don't want Dean to see it until you put it on stream. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
hold
I
on.
think
I'm gonna take a look on stream
just,
then.
just because Dean, your face this whole time has been so priceless.
Okay, chat. Here we go. We'll see a moment here.
I'm sorry to hijack this. But I think it'll be funny.
Tiger Gamer said Magneto is the mystery guest who helps Wanda as she's losing, and then he reveals to her that he is her father.
Huh. That would be great. That'd be great. I don't think so, but here you go.
On Twitter, right, Game?
No, I DM'd it to you on Discord.
Discord?
Right there. Yeah.
Hold on a minute, chat. Give me a sec.
Oh boy, I'm about to get roasted on stream right now.
I saw a couple of like people like mention like something about Dean kind of looking lost a little bit.
I was like, you know, I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes when you guys are like talking about the same thing, like there was a few moments you guys were going in circles. So I was I was just like going off, searching up my own thing, reading chat. Like I was just kind of like letting you guys do your thing.
Max, did you see it?
Yeah, I'm bringing it up.
Oh
Here
boy,
we go. Get ready, Dean.
Dean, I want to let you know I did not create this.
Yeah, I know, for sure.
Letting you know.
Here we go, chat. Here we go.
Oh boy.
So, me explaining the concept of WandaVision and the impact it'll have on the future of the whole of the MCU. Dean. That is great. Dean, that is legit. You could superimpose your face on there and it would be like a perfect match. Because that was you. Like, as soon as the episode ended, that was Dean right there. As soon as we talked about Dean brought up the Agatha theory, and then after I shut it down, that was his face.
I'm sorry. I really wanted to save this for the final episode. I've had this meme for 2 weeks.
That was good. That was great. Great.
Oh, I'm dying. Oh, that was amazing. That was amazing.
Anything, Gabe? Anything you wanted to make a prediction on, Broski? Aside from Dean probably being incredibly confused on next week's episode.
No, the theme. I think the next episode, the theme for the next episode is Wanda and Vision coming together. I think they're gonna get on the same page about this, and I think, you know, unfortunately,
right now she's trapped in the basement.
Well, I think Vision's gonna say and
Vision's gonna go help.
Yeah, like that. Okay. He left. He was flying in the air, right?
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I mean that's all I have. Like, unfortunately, I think the race to the finish line is a straight line. I don't think we see too much
straying away from the obvious.
I mean, if they're the same size as episodes, then it doesn't even give us that much time. It gives us an hour roughly altogether for them to finish up.
I'm giving it an extra 10 minutes per episode.
Yeah, maybe because it's the last 2 episodes. Yeah. Do you think Vision regains? Sorry, do you think Vision regains his memories at one point? Like, do you think it's something?
He's already been given them basically back. Like Darcy runs them through. She gives him like basically kind of a summary, right?
But like he said, it feels like it happened to someone else. But yeah.
Wait, I want a quick answer from both of you. Do you think Vision makes it out of this? Like, do you think WandaVision ends and Vision is other stuff?
If he makes it out of this,
such a cop out.
I'm giving the show an F rating because literally I don't understand the point of it after. Like, if Vision makes it out of this, the kids don't, and Wanda makes it out of this, to me, you're literally just like, you're going back and you're like, Infinity War, did it even matter? Or does anything in the show matter then? So to me, I hope that he doesn't make it out. I think that, like I said, I think it would make most sense if this show ends with Wanda being evil, setting up her as one of the villain forces in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and the reason why she's like let's say she says, "Hey, I'll be like the vessel for Mephisto" or something like that, or like I'll work for Mephisto as long as you once I put the hex down, you let the kids survive and go on,
which happens in the comics.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome, because I think that would be like a way to like, there is significant events that happened, and you set up a lot of stuff going forward. Because to me also, like, again, if the only person that going into this makes it out of the hex, like what you said, Gabe, like if the kids don't make it, Vision doesn't make it, and Wanda does, what do you do with her going forward?
What if
like what's her motivation as a character? Right? Like, I think you have to give her the kids so that she's like got something to like fight for. You know? That's my point. So and my prediction, Ghost Rider shows up. Before the show is over, my boy Ghost Rider, whether it be Nicolas Cage, Robbie Reyes,
put some respect on Gabriel Luna's name.
The Rock.
The Rock? Wait, what?
If you smell, it would be legit. Whoever it is, it's out there. I don't even care. I'm going with Ghost Rider. Also, I don't know if this is true. Tristan Sparks might have just dropped a huge, massive spoiler. He said it's been confirmed by Paul Bettany that the actor is Tobey Maguire.
No, he's joking.
Obviously not.
What if it's Spider-Man? Right? I don't know.
Yeah, I would totally appreciate a Sony Spider-Man.
There you go. All right. So, with all that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see how the show wraps up. It feels like every week we conclude with saying, oh, well, that was a great mystery. And then we also rattle off a whole bunch of problems that we have with the show. So we'll see. We'll see. Again, I will stand by my point of no matter what, like, even if the show doesn't pay off the way that I'd like to, I do like the existence of the show just because I feel like it's a completely different like wrinkle in the overall like Marvel universe. So I think that that's really cool. At least we're getting something that's way out there and completely different to our typical story experience that we've seen from Marvel. So I am looking forward to seeing the last 2 remaining episodes. Of course, to wrap up the episode, Gabe, let people know where they
Here be Gabe, YouTube, Twitter. You can find me there.
Dean, where can people find you, bro?
You can find me at youtube.com/unlimitedmagic and youtube.com/VRetry, all one word.
Very, very cool. And of course, you can find me at Blitzwinger. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will hopefully see you here next week. 2 more weeks to go, guys. 2 more weeks. And then after that, we jump into Falcon Winter Soldier, right? I think it starts right away, no?
I think a week or two. Yeah, it's like 2 weeks.
2 weeks, right? Okay, cool. So come along on the penultimate episode and the finale episode as we go on ahead and see how does WandaVision play out. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Have an absolutely